Your acting resume might be costing you auditions right now and you don't even know it. I'm going to share with you exactly what casting directors are looking at when they scan your resume in person, and more importantly, the specific mistakes that make them look away. And if you stick around with me until the end of this video, I will share with you how to set up your resume if you have few or no credits. So you can walk into your next or first audition with something that actually works for you instead of against you. What casting directors actually do with your resume. Here's something most newer actors don't understand about how their resume gets used. When you hand over a resume to a casting director at an in-person audition, they're not sitting down reading it. They're glancing down at it maybe 5-7 seconds or less and then glancing back up at you. They want to quickly get a sense of what you've done and then put their focus back on you in person, which means your resume has one job. Make those 5 to 7 seconds as easy as possible. Give their eyes a clear path, category, credits, and then back to you. That's it. And the number one reason most resumes fail is not because an actor doesn't have enough credits. It's because they're not organizing it in a way that helps for that 5 to 7 second scan. And stay with me because I'm going to share with you the layout that makes this seamless. And then I'll show you how to fill it out, even if you're just getting started. Let me show you the 3 most common mistakes I see on a beginner resume so that you can avoid it. Mistake number 1, tiny font, and I see this constantly. The resume looks pretty from across the room, but when you try and read it up close, the font is actually microscopic. If casting is going to have to squint to see your credits, they're just not going to bother. Readable font, reasonable size, always. Mistake number 2, too much design. Colors, graphics, fancy designs, little borders. Nope. I understand the impulse, you want to stand out. But here's the thing, a casting director scanning a very beautiful resume is now noticing the design instead of the actual credits that matter for the job in that moment. Your resume is supposed to communicate credibility. Anything that distracts from that is actually working against you. The most effective resumes are the most boring ones. We want them simple, clean, and easy to read. And mistake number 3, using resume space for a headshot. Your headshot goes on the back of your resume. That's the whole system. So if you're using half of the page for a headshot and half of the page for a resume, that's just not how it's supposed to work. You're taking up prime real estate that's supposed to be filled with your credits or special skills and instead just putting another photo of you that they already have on the other side. And listen, I've been there, so if you also have done any of these things, go ahead and hit the like and hype button down below because I want to see how many people have been doing this too, because I definitely did these things. But basically, we got to keep it clean, simple, and readable. The structure, top to bottom. Okay, let me share with you exactly what goes on the resume now and in what order. First, your name. Big, bold, front and center. That's the very first thing they see. Right underneath there, we want your union status. Are you part of SAG-AFTRA, of Equity? Are you non-union? Then we're going to kind of have a mirrored side of physical attributes and contact information. On the physical attribute side, we're going to have your height, your hair color, your eye color, and if you sing at all, you can put your vocal range. And on the other side of that, mirroring it, is going to be contact information so that they know how to reach you. This can either be your rep's information if you do have an agent or manager, and if you don't, that's okay. You just put your own email there. Here's the deal. Do not put your phone number because we don't know where your resume is going to end up after this. It might just end up in the trash with a lot of other ones because they just don't need to use it anymore. Because of that, we don't want your phone number just floating around. If someone has your email, it's like, okay, we'll just kind of put them as spam. And then we get into the body of your resume, which are your credits. This is going to usually be the largest section that we're going to have, and it's going to have 3 different categories. Film, television, and theater. Each of these gets its own section, but if you do not have any credits in one of those categories, go ahead and just skip it altogether. We don't need to put an empty category heading on your resume. Also, I would recommend whatever you are auditioning for or primarily have your credits in, you put as that first category. So if most of your credits are in theater and you mostly audition for theater, put that first. If it's for film and you mostly audition for film, put that first. Whatever you do most, it seems like it's more your specialty on paper, put that right at the top. Then we get into your education and training. So if you have any degrees, that comes under education. Basically, you completed a course of some sort. Any classes you've taken go under training. They're kind of different things, so I would suggest listing them separately. And lastly, you get your special skills. More on this in a minute, because for newer actors, this section can be your best friend. We're getting to the part I promised you, where you can fill it out if you don't have that many credits, so keep on going. How to list credits. Quick breakdown on how each of these sections work. Because film, TV, and theater all have different naming conventions on your resume. So if you get these wrong, you're kind of looking a little... Film is going to be the title of the project, the type of role you are in it, whether that's lead, supporting, or featured, and then the director or studio or platform it's on. You never list your character name in film, you just list the role type. Television's kind of the same thing. You have the title of the show. You also list your type of role, whether you are series regular, guest star, or co-star. And then you can list the network or platform it's on. Now for theater, things are a little bit different. We have the title of the show, then we have the actual character name you played in it. Then you can put your theater or production company. So in theater, you do list the character name. That is the difference there. Also, since we're at this section, I kind of want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite credit or two on your resume right now? Oh, and one thing I really want to recommend is that if you have a credit on your resume that you really want to draw someone's eye to, do the asterisk method. So you put a small asterisk next to the credit and then a note somewhere else in that section saying what that credit means. For example, that's how I flagged on my resume how I worked with Emily Blunt and Chris Evans on this one project. It helps to give a little extra context when there's something worth highlighting that shows your level of credibility. And if you're finding this video helpful, please go ahead and hit the hype button. It helps me connect with other creatives just like you so I could spread this information. So what to do when you have no credits? Okay, we're here. This is the section I promised you. If you're just starting out and your resume feels empty, this is exactly what I do. Basically, these are some ways to make things look bigger. First, divide any of your theater sections into subsections. So instead of one section called theater, we could break it down. We have community theater, educational theater, school productions, workshop productions. Each of these headings take up a line, and look how that starts to eat up some space for you. 4 categories instead of 1, yeah, that's gonna take up some room. And it all is completely honest, those are 4 legitimate categories. Second, let's maximize your special skills section. This is one of the most underutilized sections for a beginner resume, and you really should be filling it out big time. Here's how to think about it. Anything you do that could be helpful for production, go ahead and put it down. That could be things that you really don't even associate with acting. For example, martial arts, gymnastics, instruments you play, languages you speak, accents you can do, any athletic or sport things you are a part of, any dance styles you know how to do. You can ride a horse, go ahead and throw it on there. Those are all things that possibly could come up for a production, so it's totally reasonable to have these things on there. But here's another part that some people also overlook. You can use your special skills section as a conversation starter in the room. On my early resumes, I had that I was an excellent baker on there. Chances are they're not going to have me baking in a production, but it did start a conversation with the casting director there a couple of times. It served 2 purposes. It filled out some of the white space on my page, and it also allowed us to connect over something. So think about every interesting thing you can do or you are a part of, not just what you think is relevant to acting. So if you're a beginner, be generous with this section. Go ahead and space it out, give yourself some columns maybe, and really go and fill it all out. As your credits start to grow and you have more going on up top, you can start diminishing those down below in the special skills section. Now, before we get to our third and final point, go ahead and hit the subscribe and the bell if you are enjoying this video and find actor content like this helpful. I put out videos like this all the time, and I love when I get to reconnect with people who've seen past ones. I want to see more of each other. So third, performance adjacent credits. Were you a musician that possibly performed in some recitals? List them. Were you a dancer who did some concerts? List them. Were you part of a marching band? Did you do any workshops? Go ahead and list them. You can create a subsection for yourself that is all about a certain area of performing. So basically, if you are in front of people doing something, even if it wasn't exactly an acting thing, go ahead and make a section for yourself. The goal here is just not to have a resume that looks empty. You can definitely do that while also keeping everything on here completely 100% true. So here's the deal. A casting director is going to spend 5 to 7 seconds glancing down at your resume. Those 5 to 7 seconds are supposed to be used in your favor. So let's have some clean design and some clear categories. We got our strong credits at the top, and we have special skills that help us to fill things out and start a conversation. And if you are a newer actor looking to build systems so that you can become a professional actor, build that foundation, I would love to work with you. We're talking not just the acting craft side, the actual business. You want to be a part of it? The materials, the strategy, the networking. That is exactly what my mentorship program covers. Go ahead and click the link in the description down below if you're interested, and we can set up a free call to discuss it. I would love to help you build your whole acting foundation. And feel free to go check out one of these videos next because it's some more actor content for you. All right, guys, great seeing you again. Next time. Mwah.